So, somebody in my comments on YouTube recently said this. This is why art is hard. It's frustrating and really makes me believe that art is just a gift people either have or they don't. This gift the commenter is talking about is called talent. Merriam-Webster defines talent as a special, often athletic, creative, or artistic aptitude, the key word here being aptitude. If you've ever shown a relative or friend your artwork, they might have told you, "You're so talented." I've had people tell me, "I wish I could draw, I wish I had your talent, I can only draw stick people." Similarly, I've heard it said like this: with art, it's like you've either got it or you don't. I also saw a few comments on my videos sprinkled in with other similar opinions, so that's all the more reason for me to make this video. From what I have seen and heard, most people, especially people that don't make art, believe that talent is a requirement. In other words, you have to be born with an aptitude for art or you just won't ever be good at it. Also, it's worth considering that some people don't really know what talent actually means, so they just assume it's another word for highly skilled at something. So when someone says, "Oh, you're so talented," they're just saying you're good at the thing that you do. They don't know what the word actually means. These two perceptions of the word talent often get conflated. So that begs the question, does talent matter? Sometimes, yes, it actually does. In a lot of cases, though, it doesn't. It's a very specific set of cases. However, it's not just a question of whether talent matters and how often it is, it's more about where the talent matters. There are, for example, some recreational things or hobbies where talent gives you an edge. Sports is the biggest example I can think of when it comes to talent requirements. You might notice that nearly every single pro basketball player is really tall, and most people that make it into university football programs are more or less born into it. You can't control your genetics, or how tall you are, or your morphic body type, and yet these are pretty determinate factors for your success in professional sports, provided that you do it from a young age. If you're 35 years old and you've never played sports in your life, but you want to play in the NFL league someday, good luck, I suppose. It's probably not going to happen. You can definitely still play in a local rec league with your friends though, or toss the pigskin in the backyard and still have a good time. I brought up sports because it's associated with talent and most people will never be able to play them on a professional level. The problem is talent's role in other skills is conflated. Sports are really popular and people relate to sports, but not a lot of people know how art works, so they just assume it's the same. Because of this, I believe art is perceived similarly, and people just assume that you've either got it in you or you don't. But the thing about art is it's really just another skill that you can practice. If there is a special ability or talent for it, it would probably be photographic memory. But even that is negligible. Art doesn't require good genetics or being born into it. All you really need is the drive to succeed and the hours put in to get good. You don't need talent at all to make amazing art. Maybe you don't believe me. Maybe I haven't convinced you. Maybe you still believe that talent or having a gift is a requirement. So, allow me to point you to one man who was born with zero talent in his chosen field that excelled against all odds. The best example of this in recent history is a man known as Daigo Umehara. No, he isn't an artist, but instead a professional competitive gamer. Daigo, from the 1990s to today, has played a game series called Street Fighter at an elite competitive level. If you weren't aware, yeah, they have tournaments for these things, and they pay a pretty good amount of money. If you're not familiar with Street Fighter or video games in general, don't worry, it's really simple. The object of the game is just deplete your opponent's health bar to 0 and you win. It is a lot deeper than that, and there's so much that goes into playing these games at a high level, but this is an art channel, so I'm not going to go too far into it. The point I'm trying to illustrate here is Daigo wasn't born with inherent skill or aptitude for these games. In fact, he had a bit of a learning disability growing up and had a lot of trouble memorizing things. In his book, The Will to Keep Winning, he states that he was jealous of his older sister's sharp memory and her ability to retain and recite information. In comparison, he had a lot of trouble studying and learning in school and often lost focus. He lost all confidence in himself until he started playing Street Fighter in the arcades. However, he goes on in his book to say that it took him 4 years of playing Street Fighter to go from losing nearly every single round to becoming unrivaled in his area. Street Fighter showed him that as long as he kept pushing through and learning and getting better, he could overcome his slow learning patterns and become great. This helped him in his studies too, and all other areas of his life. He states that he put in thousands of hours more than anyone else to become as good as he did. These days, he is a professional sponsored live streamer and gets paid to travel to tournaments and events across the world. Seriously, this guy doesn't have a day job. This is his job. Pretty cool, right? Daigo is my personal inspiration. Someone who, despite a lack of any talent or aptitude, rose to such great heights through sheer willpower and practice. I was at one of my lowest points in my art journey when I read his book, and that was one of the key factors that pushed me to keep going. I've got another example too, and yeah, it's another pro gamer. This is Brawly Legs. He's got a very unique disability, so he plays Street Fighter with his mouth. And yet, he's one of the best Chun-Li players in the world. If that isn't inspiring, I don't know what is. There's a lot of artists out there with a similar story, and I don't think this is talked about enough. You will often see artists out there only posting their best work online, which gives off the perception that they only make amazing work every single day. That in turn further perpetuates the idea of talent. But I guarantee you, what you're not seeing is their struggle, their failed drawings, their bad phases, the times they wonder if they're even good at art, and the thousands of sketches and bad files that they've scrapped entirely. I mean, I've definitely have loads of sketchbooks full of garbage, and a lot of files that I've never posted that I would never show anyone, and I'm also guilty of only posting my best work. Personally, I struggle with imposter syndrome, and I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I can't color. I'm actually working on my color theory right now, but it's just not coming very easily for me. I guess you could say that I don't have an aptitude for it, but that's okay. It's something I can learn, right? Another secret I can tell you is I wasn't born with any talent or aptitude for art at all. The art I made when I was younger is just awful. Like it's just so bad. I don't even want to show it. Oh man. So, in summary, while talent can give you advantages in art, and some people can learn faster or have a natural aptitude for it, that talent means nothing if the work isn't put in. If a talented person doesn't practice, they won't see the fruits of their aptitude, and on the flip side, if a non-talented person consistently practices, they will eventually get to a level of art that's so good that people think that they were just born with it. I'm going to leave you guys with this. Some wise words from Bob Ross.
Talent is a pursued interest. In other words, anything that you're willing to practice, you can do.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope this video has been helpful. And now I want to know what you think. Do you think art requires talent and aptitude or not? Do you think that talent even exists or not? Let me know down in the comments, and feel free to make your case as to why or why not. As well, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and be sure to check out some of my other videos too. I make art tutorials. Have a good day, everybody. CM out.